And hello to all my Gemini friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for December 2022. Now today they've dialed up for my great Geminis a storyline spread. It is a great spread for general readings because it casts a very wide net across the entire sign of Gemini. It's like a bunch of mini readings all in one, which allows me to be very accurate. We're going to find the story there and there that is right for you. It's like telling different stories we're going to be looking at. Usually it's 3, 4, or 5 different stories for different Geminis. We're going to find yours in there. I've had people tell me sometimes that multiple stories do and will resonate with them. And if that happens, that's just fine. But at the end of the day, our goal is to find your story in there, the story that is a home run for you. And we are going to do that today. That is the objective, and we will do that right here, right now. Also, we're going to conclude your reading with a rune stone. That's going to bring everything together very nicely. They've asked that I do no extra spread at the end of your reading. And the reason that is because of one of two different things. One is usually because, Geminis are just good. They just need a little bit here and there, and, they're just pretty much good with just a little bit of information here. That's a good sign. Or that the storyline is just going to be so massively big that we just need all the energy and attention going into it. So we're going to find out right now. There's no reason to wait. The cards are already shuffled. I'm going to bring you in the overhead bird's eye view here so you can watch. I'd like to share my table with you guys. Here we go. Turn that guy on, and we are live and recording, guys. Gemini, here we go. First off, these are my ritual cuts. I like to do them live and on camera every single month. Basically, we're cutting each deck into thirds, putting them back together in a separate order, and that satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. It's the same procedure for personal private reading, so it's just like you're here with me now. And the cards are ready, the deck is ready. Decks, plural. Here we go. Now the storyline starts with 5 cards. I do expand out from there where I need to go, but here is the most important thing you need to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are going to need more cards in this going across. Sometimes the storylines do get big. We do have a lot blocked right now too. Let's see if that continues. And we have no facings yet telling me to stop, so we are going to continue. That off the screen. I'm gonna come down here now, just because I have not been told to stop yet. So we're still going. That's our stop. So this goes in one big long line. You just got to pretend it keeps going. I moved it down here to get it in view so you can see what's going on. I got to get my pairings together. Well, we got so many inverted. I got to check that first. We got 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10, yeah, that's going to be an invert there. So they want everybody uprighted. I did a discard there, and they said to upright everybody. Now, the order does need to stay the same, so that is very important to do that. The placings need to stay the same. We just got to basically turn everybody up in the spot that they're at. And there we go. That's going to be a story here. It's going to be a story here. Once I get them paired, I move them where I want. But once, this is the process by which you got to figure out what goes with what. And sometimes they're complicated, sometimes they're easy. This is one of those. Well, we got here, and now where's my middle go? It's going to go here. Sometimes I use colors too. That time it was orange. So here are my 3 stories, guys. This is how it's going to look. I'm sorry, 4 stories. If I can add, or count rather. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I do need some extra cards. Actually, this is where the table is going to get very full. So I'm going to make a mess, and I'll move the camera around afterwards and show you kind of everything. Need 2 cards for the devil. Any major arcana cards get 2 cards to describe. 2 cards for the Empress. Another major there. 2 cards for the Chariot down here. 2 cards for the Emperor. And that's my majors. I do believe that part is done. And then my people cards, checking if I have any people cards. I don't think I do, which is actually quite interesting. Statistically, that's pretty improbable, but here we are, and that's what happened. I think everything's ready, guys. I just need an angel card for every single story. The other cool part about the storyline spreads is that they can talk about anything in these stories. They can go from talking about love in one story to health in the next, or to something about work. They can jump around wherever they want, which is really cool. Grabbing my angel cards for everyone and then getting it all on camera for you. I showed you the most important part, but now I like to show you kind of everything, as much as I can at least. Just get it arranged so it looks decent on the view here for you, and you can kind of make some sense of it. Try to get the important parts of the pictures to show through. And I think we're ready, guys, so let me just move this around so you can see it. Okay, so we're going to do this story first. This is what I'm drawn to do first. all the way to my right. There we go. You can see that story. We're going to go above it for story 2, which is up here. There we go. Starting with chakra clearing, going all the way to the left to the 4 of Wands. It's going to be an event, a very fun event there. They're talking about story number 3 is going to be up top. If I can pan that way, there we go. Right over here, story 3. Coming down to story number 4 at the bottom. I think I can pan that far down, right above my hand here. It's pretty much where we're looking there. And I think that guy's in view. You can see that. Okay, time to get to work, Gemini. Let's do it. And now you can kind of see a little bit why they didn't want to do any extra spread. My table is very full and cluttered with cards. So here we go. I did say I'm going to start with the big story, which is this guy right in front of me. Let's go, let's go. All right, Gemini, we start with a great little successful trophy case energy, something that is accomplished here. You guys made some good progress here in December, or you're about to. Either way, it's very good. It's like a little accomplishment of some form, so very good way to start there. They do show next to that there is some injury involved with that accomplishment. So it's kind of a weird mix of energies. It makes me feel a little bit like, hey, I got the whole yard cleaned up, but I tweaked my back when I was pulling the weeds. Something like that, where you get a lot done, you do a lot of hard work there with something, but then, your body suffers from it a little bit here. So what advice can I give you about that? Maybe just be a little careful if this is you here in story number 1. You're doing something like that. You're trying to make a big accomplishment or make a dent in something here in the month of December. Hey, just be a little light and easy on your body, because it is showing up as a little bit of fragile here, or a little accident prone. Stuff can happen here. So just try to be careful as much as you can. Does it mean you shouldn't go get these things done? No, absolutely not. It just means listen to your body. When your body tells you to stop, take a break. Or, give it another day, or whatever it is for you. Listen to your body. Your body will tell you what it can do and what it can't. The next thing we show in the story is something with the chariot, which is usually about transportation. It can be about a car, motorcycle, the bus. Usually for most people, this is car, though, or how you get around, or transportation. They do show here that this is, it's coming in good, actually, but they show a little pinned down. So I'm not worried about the car itself, but I'm worried about that, it might not be moving right now. Or, it makes me feel like a nail in the tire, something like that. I do feel it like it's minor. I don't think like it's any big deal. If it was a big deal, I'd have my chariot card on an invert. They'd be saying the car is all upside down here. The car is all messed up. They did not do that. Okay, so something here is bringing attention to the car, and they want this to get complete, guys. They want this to get complete. We have the World card next, which in one word means completion or complete. Get things done here. Get things done with the car, or whatever this is you're trying to make a dent with successfully. Just don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt your body. Gifts from God come up for the Angel Oracle card. Interesting mix. Basically saying in the card that we angels bring you gifts from the Creator. Open your arms to receive. So it's basically saying, you already have what you need here. You have to kind of have a little bit of faith. You got to have a little trust in your own acumen, your own abilities here to get whatever this is done. You can do it. You don't need a whole lot of help here. This is something you can handle. You have the gifts, basically, is what they're saying. You have all the tools. You have the gifts. So very good story in story 1. Just watch the body there a little bit, and everything is great. Story number 2. Story number 2 coming up top here. We have a very fun event in December, guys. And, Christmas is a very cheap sell. Most people are getting together for Christmas. It is an event. That's possibly what they're talking about here, but I feel like it's usually not. I feel like this is something else worth celebrating here. An event, a gathering, maybe going to a concert, going to something fun that is out of the ordinary. For some people, this is as simple as going to a movie, going to check out a movie that you've been wanting to see that, maybe you haven't been to the theaters in a while. And this is your opportunity to get out. Hey, this is what we do for Christmas. It's a family, thing that we always do, or something like that, right? They do show the family next, which is why I was kind of pushing the family aspect here. This is not something that you do alone. This is something you do with the group. Okay, it's like a group outing, a group gathering. Disney World energy, fun with the family comes up. They do show next that the Emperor is coming up. So this is the supreme authority of the universe. It is the God card in tarot. So what are they saying the God card about is a need to be authoritative with something, and you guys have been. Here, my Geminis in story 2, you guys have been extremely authoritative, have done a good job of being the boss, taking control of some things, and they show that you've made a major decision also. Either you already have or you are about to. And if you have not yet, it is right here, guys. And they're saying, Gemini, you need to blow this horn. That's what the Judgment card is. It's an angel blowing a horn. And they're saying, hey, you have to blow the horn here. You have to make this decision about how this goes. They do show that there is a tendency, some of my Geminis here have a hard time learning from their lessons, having to repeat old lessons over and over again here. It is really the only half not good thing that came up. Everything else that's been coming up has been relatively positive. This is the only thing that they're like, hey, this, good, but Gemini, here we go. You got to learn from your lessons, guys. The universe will keep testing you, especially that's why they bring up the authorities, that you need to keep being the boss here with this. Let's say, for example, it's an ex of yours that keeps trying to keep back in your life, or keep, trying to keep touch base every once in a while, and, ulterior motives and the whole like. The authority there would be not letting it happen. Drawing that line and be like, hey, this is where it ends. This is what you're allowed to do. This is what you're not allowed to do, and that whole bit. So learning from your lessons, that's just one silly example, but you get the vibe. Now, the next thing they show here is chakra clearing. So really, it's Archangel Metatron, one of the larger ones, calling upon him to clear and open chakras using sacred geometric shapes. I pay less attention to the shapes part of that, and I pay more attention to the chakras. Chakras are a big deal. They did not want a chakra scrub in this reading, but I do offer that as one of my personal products. It is the mini product. It's very affordable. It's actually it's part of the mini group, the bite-sized readings, which is an audio. You don't even have to show up for it. That goes through your whole chakras, guys, and it's personalized to you. There is no bubble energy like what we're sharing here. So they bring in attention to your chakras. So one of your chakras is plugged here in the way. Maybe it's your heart. You're way too open with your heart with people, way too nice to people. It could be the emotional tie, which is your orange chakra. It could also be root chakra, which is more sexual desire driven. It could also be throat chakra, where you have a hard time voicing your opinion, or really expressing yourself freely. If it happens to be that last one I told you, I do have a guided meditation for that one. It's free. It's on my website. It's on YouTube. It is the throat chakra, the guided meditation for that. So that's something to check out if that's something you're trying to improve. Other chakras, the program helps with that. The service helps with that for pinpointing which one needs the work. Maybe some of you are really good at meditating. You can figure that out for yourself. And there's also guided meditations for the other chakras that you can find for free on all over YouTube. Just, find a good one that's, reputable. So there we go. There we go. Story 2. Good story. Let's get into, let's see. I'm going to get into your moon cycles right now, actually, because seeing if that's about moon. No. Free will, okay. Just kind of checking around all your stories to see what moon cycle is going to be bigger for you guys. You're actually kind of split audience. There is no beacon of light of like, hey, your Gemini's got to pay full attention to the full moon. That's the one, home run. They're not doing that here. So both are relevant in their own different ways. It's going to be depending on what you're trying to do in your life. So we're going to cut away from the moon cycles real quick. And then we're going to come back with story 3 and story 4. Okay, guys, it is time for the moon cycle forecast. I'm cutting in here wearing a special accessory to help you remember how important the moon cycles are going to be in December. We're going to get to that in a second with that new moon, that powerful new moon right before Christmas. But first, let me tell you about the full moon. That happens first. That'll ease its way in December 7th, guys, early in December. That right around that first week is the best time to get anything out of your life that you don't want there anymore. And it doesn't matter what it is, because the universe doesn't care what you use it for. Just to better yourself is the whole idea of this. It doesn't matter what you're getting out either. This could be people. For some people, you got to get rid of people out of your life, some toxicity, stuff like that. Others of you need to purge some job stuff. You maybe need to sell something. Maybe you need to break an old habit. Get rid of emotional baggage. Any of this stuff, I call it the garbage truck of the universe, guys. Get it out with that full moon energy. That full moon is going to be peaking, like I said, December 7th. You don't have to do these things on the 7th. Just any time toward the beginning of December is the ideal time to get anything out of your life that doesn't belong there anymore. And adversely, we have the big one, the super new moon, which happens on December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. And that's relevant because you're going to have a bam, great time for manifestation here. Think about it. December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas, that is when the new moon hits. The day after that is Christmas Eve, and the day after that is Christmas Day. So it's just like a triple boom there. So boom. We got great things, great manifestation possibilities for all of the signs here late in December, guys. Bringing anything new into your life. And like I said, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be new love. Some of you are looking for new love. Some of you are looking for something new with work or business. Some of you are looking to start a new diet or exercise program. And I would advise not to wait until actually January 1 to do these things. This is a better time here actually at the end of December. And starting a new diet right before Christmas, probably not a good idea. Enjoy your hot cocoa, your nice family meal, and the rest of all the great holiday stuff. And then after that, kick off that diet, start that new kick. It doesn't have to be on the 23rd, guys, and that's the relevancy of this whole thing is you have a little bit of a window here. And I put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. It's a little forecast, a little graphic aid tool to help make this make sense to you a little bit more and shows you how these energies move in and out. And that is free, guys. It is parked on my website, scottsagent.com. You go to my videos page. At the bottom of that, you will see the graphic for the moon cycle cheat sheet. Check that out, and that'll show you how you can use these energies to just make your life go a little bit smoother. While you're at the website, make sure that you're signed up for the newsletter. You can see that at the bottom of every single page on the website. It's very important because you get a couple free things every single year just by being signed up for it. My newsletter people love being part of that group. They get hooked up in a big way. I give them promo codes. I only send one newsletter email every single month. It's just for updates and what's going on in promo codes. Like I said, save you guys some money on readings. Speaking of readings, I just launched a new service. It's called Messages from Heaven, and it is highly popular, guys. It has just really shot off in ways that I could have never dreamed. It has been a very successful run. It goes right alongside the My Month 2, which is another very successful reading that I do. Audio readings are the way of the future, and people love them because they're personalized just to you. I use only your energy. It is no bubble energy, just like we're reading here for the entire sign. Here, it's all about you. Actually, all of my products, all of my services are personalized just to you. So check that out. And I have a wide variety of services too, from small and simple all the way up to full service, depending on what you're looking for. We got something for everybody there. Speaking of something for everybody, while you're at the website, make sure you check out the store. Also follow the Facebook page too. I think I forgot to say that. But I do giveaways on Facebook too. So the spiritual store gets one product bigger every single month. We just launched it a few months ago. We got the Scott Sagent Sage Soap. I'm going to be flashing pictures up here as I talk about it. The Scott Sagent Sage Soap available in Sanctuary Sage, available in Cactus Sage. Rave reviews on those. That is the most popular product in the store right now. We also have the Sunflower Potpourri and the Sunflower Mister. Great products as well. And last month we just launched the t-shirts. And 2 designs there, and I got 2 more coming out here in December. So get you guys looking good, feeling good in December. These all make great gifts, but you know what? Sometimes you just got to take care and cater to yourself too. You're worth it. So cater to yourself. Give yourself a nice little gift here, or get some stuff here for other people. Gift cards also available on scottsagent.com. So we got the whole thing covered, guys. You guys are going to love any of these products you get. The t-shirts are fulfilled by third party. Everything else there is fulfilled right through the website directly, but everything is linked right to scottsagent.com. You can find everything out that I'm talking about right there. And all these pictures of the shirts that I'm flashing on here, there are more colors and more different styles available than what I'm showing you. This is just a quick little sample, guys, to give you a little taste of what is there. So make sure you check all that stuff out, guys. Let's get back to your reading. Okay, Gemini, I am back here with your story number 3. Your story 3 starts about the Devil card. Bondage here into something that you don't necessarily want to be bonded to. Okay, for a lot of you, this is work related. For the rest of you, this is mental related. We have swords coming up, which is the cerebral suit, the mental suit, illusionary as well sometimes. We'll talk about that momentarily, but first that Devil, okay? The habit comes in as a deal that's something that you're trying to take care of here. Now, doesn't mean you're going to break from it in December. More than likely, no. Does it mean that you shouldn't plan? Absolutely not. You should start figuring out what it is you're trying to do here and the timeline you're trying to do it with. Maybe December is not actually when you pull the trigger with it, but hey, maybe January is. Maybe January 1 or the new moon in January, or actually that would be the full moon in January, is when you decide to pull the trigger with this and be like, you know what, I'm going full all the way. And this is it. This is it for me here. Because they do show a tough bonded here, that's what the Devil represents. This can also be really bonded to something else too, like work. We did bring up work earlier here. They do bring in no local changes for work here, so I wouldn't be doing any drastic local changes here. They did say local, so this feels more like in your town, in your close little group here. If it's a job that's far away or working remotely or something like that, I would say that's checking out just fine. Here they say no local new moves. Okay, this can also be about perception with work too, that they talk about here. Really, that you need to kind of look at the bigger picture instead of what's like right in front of your face. And let me just make sure I get that right, because depending on whether it's this way or that way. Yeah, no, I got that reversed. It is reversed. So that is basically saying you need to look what's right in front of you, okay? So basically, like, you're already good with where you're at. You don't need to expand here. You don't need to expand the work corner more than it is at this time. Maybe some of you are trying to get extra jobs. Maybe some of you are trying to get extra hours or something like that. Don't kill yourself. Don't break yourself. It goes back to kind of story number 1 where they brought up physical injury. They can only use that card once, but it feels like there may be some of that here too. Okay, just because they can't repeat the card over here doesn't mean it's not here. You know what I mean? So there is congruence. There is a spider web line here between all these stories and all the Geminis, and that is what makes general readings possible to begin with. So take it easy with your body. Don't work yourself to death in December, guys. They do bring in the star card, so it's letting you know that this is all about you. This is not about fate. This is not about destiny or anything like that. This is 100% your choices that are coming up here. From the habits to the work situation to what we're going to talk about next, which is more of the mental suit. And this is the card of sickness. It can actually be sickness. Some of you may be dealing with some germs or some viral stuff in December. For the rest of you, this is like you worrying about something, anxiety, really kind of stressed out about something here. And it may go back to what we said about work. Maybe some of you are stressed about work. And they do bring in clairvoyance with my angel card. So this is the direction of the whole thing. Basically, they're saying they're helping your spiritual sight to awaken here so you can see heavenly love. If you kind of read between the lines there, they're saying so you can see the most important things about life. You don't have to worry about the ho-hum stuff, the mundane, the basic stuff. This is more, what life is all about. They're really trying to not figure it out, but they're trying to get you to figure it out. They're trying to make this a little easier for you. So you have angelic help here in story number 3. If this is you, you have you're not alone. You have help with these habits, as they have a tough pull on you here, and the angels are helping with that. They're also helping with the work and the stress and kind of the sickness aspect to this. So there's story 3, guys. Story number 4. We start with the Empress card. The Empress card is a card about fertility, card about birth. Something new, tangible, just like birth is. Birth is a new child into the world. And in that same way, this can be a birth of something else, or a launch when something becomes real to the touch real. Like I can touch this table, I can touch this microphone. Where you can't touch an idea, it's out in the ether. You can't touch an emotion, how you feel about somebody. You can touch somebody the way you feel about them, but you can't actually touch the emotion itself. So here there's something physical, real, that is coming in as being birthed in December. Okay, it can also represent feminine progress. It is a strong feminine card, good feminine push. Also very fertile, like we talked about birth. This can also be a very fertile time for my Geminis that are either trying to make the family bigger, or even if you're not, keep that in mind. It works both ways. We have a very feminine, fertile time here in December, guys. Good time. The ground is fertile too, so good time to do new things with work. Besides what we talked about in story 3 about killing yourself and stuff like that. But new projects, come up as very good fertile ground to work with. The plants will really grow, and whatever you're trying to do, really sponge off of that. Now, they do show that there is a little bit of boredom involved here, so you guys need to find a way to get interested here in something. Get more motivated than you are. Really follow your passions and interests. I think that is a very easy way for anybody to get motivated who's having a hard time. Like, what are you interested in? If you're doing something that you care about, you're going to do it more intensely, more passionately than anybody else will, and you'll do it better and harder and you'll overwork everybody else, as a result of that. They do show that this moves into a good chapter here. It's also a card about travel. This card comes in here for like vacation or traveling somewhere else. Some of you will be doing that in December here in story number 4, or this is just about moving things into just a smoother patch here, a smoother chapter in this whatever you're trying to do, it just ends up working out pretty well. And they do say that this is not something you do with somebody else, though. It makes me feel like it's something you do more alone. It's more of a single solo job. Or, I say job, but it could be a project. It could be a bunch of different things. But they show two people here in my Two of Cups on an invert. So that's letting me know basically these two people are not it. Okay, so if somebody else is like push, hey, we need to do this business together, find a nice way to say no. Something like that, guys. Really need to do this by yourself. This can also be about the love relationship too. The love corner is a big place. Love relationships, close friends, close family members, anybody close to your heart can really come in there. That can also be about two people that are just not really having the greatest of times in December, not seeing eye to eye or having a fight, or it can be about that. But, I go back to kind of my first push is that this is about doing something with somebody else more so than that. But in a general, I like to give it to you all, guys. You know that. We have the victory card next, so basically this ends very well, which is what we kind of already alluded to with the moving in a good direction. This ends just fine. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. Victory. Victory is the card. Basically just saying, hey, have faith. It's such an easy concept, but it's so hard for people to grasp. You just got to trust a little bit. And the word faith is a tough one because there's no other word that really describes what the word faith describes. The closest one is belief, and the more you think about it, the more you'll find out that it's actually very different definition pool. So the word faith, guys, you just got to trust that things are going to work out, and you got to kind of keep moving as if they are going to work out, and that's actually going to help with the process of things working out and coming together and working out. It's like the secret type stuff. So there we go. Good story number 4, guys. Let's get into your runestone time. That'll end what has been a very great reading for my great Geminis. Give them a quick swirl here, guys. And they're ready to go. Here is the runestone for Gemini, December. There we go. Hold it this way, the correct way for the camera. This is the runestone of defense. Defense, guys. It has a couple other meanings nordically, but defense is the one I use. It's kind of the simpler definition that everybody understands that, hey, this is the month. This is the time here where you need to, put your line in the sand. Play back. Let things play out in front of you. You don't have to go after anything right now and chase. It's not about chasing for my Geminis in December. It's about letting it play out in front of you. Boundaries. That's why I say drawing your line in the sand. Boundaries, what you're going to allow to happen, what you're not going to allow to happen, what you're going to do, and figuring out some stuff. So it is a very cerebral month for a lot of my Geminis too. So there we go with defense, guys. Let me see, just jumping around the different stories. I think I hit a couple already. Defense, getting things done can be a defensive thing because you're proactively getting ready for something later. You're taking care of your core areas, so that has to do with the transportation. Defense up top with authority, blowing the horn on something, of course, that can be defense. It jumps all around. It can apply to all the stories. There is no story that leaves unturned there. So defense is the runestone that we wrap up what has been a very interesting reading for my Gemini. So I want to thank you again so much for joining and tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. That's it for me. I'll catch you guys again in the mid-month. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I'll see you then.